need to write.
She saw me going.
Yeah, she comes in
We
there.
had a good time.
Yeah. It's good that lady thought to do something in there like that. Close enough? Close.
Yep, close enough.
All right, it is Monday, February the 24th at 6:30. Let the City of Grantville regular council meeting come to order. Please rise for the invocation and the pledge. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. Mr. Barry, you want to start us off?
Good evening. My name is James Beard. I live at 2 Post Street. And I just want to be in this Black History Week. So I just want to read a little thing to you. I am a veteran. I love freedom. I wore dog tag. I have a D 14214. I walk the walk. My oath never ends. I'm a proud United States Army Vietnam veteran. I too am a Black history. Thank you much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ms. Barry?
Be buried 2 Post Street. And I'm reading this for the record. It's regarding the resolution honoring, recognizing Black History Month in the city of Grantville, Georgia. When I went to visit Miss Selma P. Cody, who had a stroke and was at rehab in Peachtree City, I mentioned that our beloved pastor, Chris McCambry, of Greater Jehovah Baptist Church, had passed away on February 3rd. Her expression changed and she said, "Dee, you know I really like Reverend McCambry, and I know you will miss him too, because you told me how he encouraged you to not give up and to continue running for a seat on the Grantville City Council." For those of you who do not know Miss Cody, she is a longtime resident of Grantville. She served on the City Council. She chaired the Historic Preservation Commission, and for a short period even served as mayor. Yes, I remember how proud Reverend McCambry was to witness the congregation celebrating during the month of February. The walls of the church vividly decorated, talent presentations, spoken history, children singing and dancing praises for our freedom from the horrors of slavery and expressing hope for a brighter future in America and Grantville, Georgia. When I mentioned to Ms. Cody the reluctance of the City Council members to support my motion approving adoption of the Black History Month resolution on February 10th, she said, "I'm so disappointed, and they won't even provide copies of the agenda to the audience or so that they can participate at the council meetings. If I could, I would come to the meeting in a wheelchair and hand out free copies of the agenda in recognition of Black History Month." Miss Cody was shaking her head and looking so sad that I told her I would make sure agenda copies would be made available on the back table at the council meeting on February 24th. Compliments of Miss Selma P. Cody in recognition of Black History Month. She smiled, gave me a thumbs up, and thank you. So you will see copies on the back table. Feel free to take a copy and participate at this meeting in recognition of Black History Month and to honor the memory of a great Christian leader in the Grantville community, Reverend Chris McCambry. The citizens of Grantville will always love him. We will never forget the dedication, his teachings for forgiveness, respect, and love for one another. Black History Month is February, and I will remember January through December to honor the beloved pastor of Greater Jehovah Baptist Church who passed away in February, the late Christopher McCambry. My name is D. Lattimore Berry, Post 1, Grantville City Council, a proud descendant of great-grandparents Governor and Carrie Red, a Cherokee Native American. As mentioned in our church last Sunday by Elder Ruby Hines, I too am Black History. I'm requesting that the city clerk attach a copy of this statement for the record to the February 24th City Council minutes. Thank you. Our city attorney is not here today.
No,
No, he had surgery
medical
tomorrow,
procedure.
so he's preparing for it.
Selma might be the one before soon. He said Selma.
Okay, Ms. Berry, can we kind of get into the meeting?
I'm not positive, but that's what she said.
All right. Do I have a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Second.
All in
Mr.
favor?
Mayor, I'd like to amend that if possible, to move the resolution up under the what sections of the resolutions are, instead of being the last one on the agenda. Could we do that? We have another resolution to approve the audit. Could we move it up in that section,
Well,
closer up on the agenda?
I tell you,
I'd
we'll
like
just
to
move
make
it
that
to, we'll
motion.
move it to the top.
Oh,
I'll make the
okay.
decision. We'll move it to the
thank
top. Okay. All in favor of the agenda?
Aye.
All right. Approval of minutes, city council regular meeting minutes, January 27, 2025. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Mr. Mayor, I would like to ask that these minutes be carried over. I haven't had
Okay,
a
well,
chance to
we
do
have
the
this
review.
conversation all the time, and
Well, there's some amendments that need to be made on these minutes, Mr. Mayor.
we don't do
So-
amendments on minutes.
Corrections? You don't do
Okay,
corrections?
we talked about the minutes numerous times, they're action minutes. So, do I have a second on the minutes?
These,
All in favor?
Aye.
City council work
Opposed,
session
opposed.
meeting minutes, February 10th, 2025. Do I have a motion?
I have the same request,
So
Mr.
moved.
Mayor,
Second. All in
for
favor?
amendments of
Aye.
these minutes.
All right,
Opposed?
so let's move the decision on resolution number 2025-07 to recognize February as Black History Month to the top. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, Mr. Bishop.
First item on the agenda is your decision, Mayor and council members, on the second reading of ordinance number 2025-02 to repeal Article 1, Section 29-6 of the Code of Ordinances.
Okay, and this was an alcohol item that is basically redundant. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Next item is decision on second reading of ordinance number 2025-03 to add a new article 4 to chapter 8 of the Code of Ordinance to establish requirements for the proper disposal of pet solid waste.
Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Next item is decision on second reading of ordinance number 2025-04 to replace chapter 5 of the Code of Ordinances on alcoholic beverages.
Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
No.
Next item is decision on resolution number 2025-06 to accept the fiscal year 2024 audited financial statements.
Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Mayor, I have a
Second.
question.
Okay.
I have a question.
Mhm.
This audit, I came by City Hall to get a copy of it, and it's marked draft, and I didn't quite understand why, if this is what we're gonna vote on, why would this not
So
be
it
the
it
final
remains
copy?
a draft until we approve it.
But it's submitted by the auditor.
Correct. It remains a draft until we accept it.
So there's no other copy that supersedes this. What's actually in our packet is the one that has been submitted and
Yes.
approved.
Well, submitted, and tonight we're accepting it.
Is there any way we can kind of go over what his findings are?
Well, did you
Schedule of findings?
Did you read the findings? You found nothing?
Yes. Well, he's made a recommendation.
So the only finding was a process, and I'm gonna explain it and tell you what's gonna happen. Let me give you the example. Betty Ann back there writes a check to pay for health insurance for all the employees. It comes out of one journal account. But what we have to do is then take that cost and break it out over all the multiple journal accounts for the police, the admin people, everything else. Our accountant, Mr. Edgar, had been doing that manually for years because our systems weren't up to date. So Mr. Edgar left us in November, so we actually asked Gerald to actually do that for us because we had to basically do that. Because he did it, it becomes an item in the audit. Now, here's the fix. In about 5 weeks, Rodney, is that about right? We will have completed a software upgrade, 20 years in the need, which going forward, when she writes that check, comes in that account, it will automatically journal entry into all the accounts. Many of the processes we needed an accountant for, we will no longer need thanks to software upgrades. Okay?
So this recommendation, that you maintain reconciliations on a monthly basis, so you're not doing it now? To keep the balance sheet accounts reconciled and correct?
Correct. So our accountant was doing the reconciliation on the bank statements. Going forward, it's going to be automated.
So we're not going to have one?
No, it's going to be done automatically.
We still have an auditor, we just won't have a.
Yeah, we have an auditor. We won't have it. We're not going to have an external accountant. The software is going to be able to take care of that for us.
External accountant? Oh,
James Edgar was our external accountant. Mr. Grisha, please enlighten.
we're not going to have an accountant?
An external accountant is a body that is outside the government organization that reviews your financial statements and makes entries to them as appropriate.
And with our software upgrade, we will no longer have to do that.
Is that going to save us money or?
Yes.
Absolutely, it'll save us at least $25,000.
Okay, so he used to work down here at City Hall, didn't he? I'd see him.
Mr.
frequently.
Edgar did not work in City Hall. He was external, outside of the city government. He worked independently in Alabama as an accountant.
Okay, well, I thought he worked, had a desk and
Nope.
equipment and worked down here at City Hall. But this is going to save us $25,000 a year?
At least.
Okay.
Okay, any other questions? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay.
The next item is discussion on first reading of ordinance number 2025-05 to amend the Code of Ordinances on criminal trespass. In other words, to make criminal trespass an offense in the city of Grantville.
Okay, any discussion? Okay.
The next item is discussion on first reading of ordinance number 2025-06 to amend the Code of Ordinances and adopt a new section entitled Use of the City's Right-of-Way by Public and Private Utilities, establish a permit procedure and for other purposes. In other words, anyone that would like to work in the city rights of way outside of the city itself to lay utility lines, whether they're a public utility such as Georgia Power or a private utility such as Manchester Gas, they must get a permit and follow certain procedures. This puts it in our Code of Ordinances for all to see.
Okay, discussion?
The next item is decision on resolution number 2025-05, pledge to practice and promote civility in the city of Grantville, Georgia.
Do I have a motion?
I make a motion.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Mr. Mayor, is it possible to read the section down here what this is all about?
I think everybody could have read it, and we do this every year, so it's.
Well, this one I think is really important, Mr. Mayor, because it says that we are going to, provide First Amendment rights to the audience, and we're going to.
Which we do today.
Advocate for civil engagement, in other words, have our committee meetings, and this says that we're going to be respectful and show manners,
Well, I don't
whether
think
they're
it
in
defines
person
to have
or
committee
online.
meetings.
And then we're going to allow space for ideas to be expressed, debated, opposed, and clarified in a constructive manner. This
Which
is a very
we do today.
important. This is a very important resolution.
We allow debate today in the proper places.
We have open, free, and vigorous debate. That includes the, open to the public. We have that. This is, who proposed, I'm glad it's here in the packet, but I wanted to know who proposed this resolution. There was no cover sheet. That was just in the packet, pledging to practice and promote civility
I
in
believe
the
it's a
city of
GMA
Grantville.
thing. It's a
GMA.
GMA thing.
Correct.
The representative from GMA?
No, it's done every year. We do it every year.
This
I
is
don't remember
our
this.
second time, this is our renewal resolution. This is proposed by the Georgia Municipal Association for all cities.
So each one of us is signing this, I see, this resolution. So each one of us is pledging to do this, to have our committee meetings and have open
No, that
exchange.
has nothing to do with it.
It has nothing to do with
No.
it.
No,
Committee meetings do.
no.
It's definitely not.
And then it says that it's emphasizing the importance of First Amendment rights, so people
Which
can
we
get up and
provide.
speak.
We provide that today.
Well, I beg to differ with you, Mr. Mayor, but I'm glad we're adopting this, and I hope we follow it.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, we've adopted it, I believe. All right, Mr. Bashir, on we go.
Next item is decision on special event permit application by Emily Kitchens for, quote, the locals market, end quote, on Main Street, Georgia, or Grantville, Georgia, for March 2025 through December 2025.
Do I have a motion?
Certainly,
Oh,
no
sorry.
one can be opposed.
Yes, do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Mr. Mayor, could we possibly help to advertise this so that, you know, I don't know, could we put it in with the utility bills or to let the community, you know,
Certainly, we can put it
Online
in
and
with the
everything.
utility bills. I already
To announce
planned to
it?
do that. Sure.
Oh, okay, great.
Next item is your decision on special event permit application by the supervisor of Parks, Recreation, and Special Events, Shelley Smith, to host the community Easter egg hunt from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. on Saturday, April the 19th, 2025.
Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Second.
All in favor? All right, with that, the business of the evening is concluded. We are adjourned.
And resident-
One more month in the books.
Start, like I said, I'm not gonna really advertise it until, you know. Oh, yeah, I know. Yes. Yeah, I get it.
Well, if I got it, turn them up.
So you said, put other kind of eggs. Yeah. So it doesn't have to.
It's 7 issues today.
Thank you.
You did get a loan.